Good evening, everyone. We are here tonight. We've got Luke Ayling from Leeds United on the show, so really looking forward to this one. So just waiting for Luke to join us, so we'll just wait for him to request to join at the bottom on the two smiley faces. And then we'll look to get going. So exciting night. Hopefully we've got quite a few Leeds fans on. I think Luke's got a fantastic story to tell. So we'll just wait for it here. Two secs. There we go. So if Luke just presses the two smiley faces at the bottom of his screen. Should just be there. It's just arriving. So Luke, if you just press the two smiley faces on the bottom bar, that's request to join, and then that should be us straight on. There we go. Here we go. The oval, like it.
Oh, that's sorry. Using that.
No, got it now anyway, haven't you?
Yeah, all good.
We want to kind of get in and start listening or what have you, but how's lockdown treating you?
Yeah, but it's been good so far. Well, the first 6 weeks was good. The last 3 weeks have been getting a bit boring. I just can't wait to get back out there. But first 6 weeks was brilliant. And then actually nice to spend some time with the family at home because they're not in the summer holidays. We usually just go away or then we actually never spend good time in the house. So it's been nice just to chill and do things around the house. So it's been nice. It's been nice.
And you're doing alt jobs.
All jobs, paint to the fences, the deck in the front door's been painted, garage cleaned out. So yeah, stuff that we.
Hammer yet?
Nah, still going strong. Bad back, but all good.
Yeah, no, good stuff. So hopefully the family's all well as well. Like you just said, I think out of it in this type of situation, I remember when you first came to Yeovil, I was just starting my family back then. Yeah. Family time's massive, mate, and I think certainly for someone like you now at such a big club, how important is your family time?
Yeah, but they're not huge, then it's actually nice just spending time at home and not being out and about, and then actually time just spent together. It's been nice. Then obviously, we are in quite a good situation where we're not working long hours, but then we're still away every Friday night, then most of the Saturdays, so we don't really get to see it. And Sunday, be a bit moody if you lose or tired or whatnot. So it's nice just to spend some quality time with them, really.
No, good stuff. So I'll just give you an insight into why we're doing these programs. We had previous Leeds legend Ian Hart on last Friday. So Hart was really good, and lots of great feedback from that. It's an Academy to Pro series, so we're trying to give kids an insight into journeys from Academy to Pro, but also it'll be certainly I know today's about mental health as well. And I think what people think is, right, well, you're a footballer or you get paid lots of money and that side of it, it's easy. But, I'm sure you'll be able to, let us know about some of your experiences in football, both good and bad, as we go along in the next hour or so. But I can see there's a lot of people joined us as well as the previous ones. So in terms of questions, there will be an order of the evening. So we'll look at the Academy to Pro side of it first, and then we'll just start moving on from there. So highlights and setbacks, because as much as people think it's easy, there are setbacks in the game, and just little things like that. So if everyone wants to settle in, we'll get going in a sec, and we'll take your questions as we go along. All right. So, Luke, I've followed you since, played with you at Yeovil. Great time there that season in terms of everyone had kind of wrote us off, and your time when you came in. So your time, your academy to pro time, you started at Arsenal.
Yeah, but then I had the best upcoming to be there then I started there when I was 7. Then I was still playing with my Sunday league team, but training then at Arsenal, then at 3 times a week, and then at 8 got signed up, and I was there up until 18, and then the training I got then every night was just the best you could ever think of, and then played a massive part of the kind of player that I am today. So it was then I was the lucky one.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that, looking back at that, at a young age, how hard is it to actually get into? I know the academies now, they start at such a young age, but what age did you get picked up by Arsenal?
So then I got picked up when I was 7. Then I only just recently started playing. Then I weren't massive on football until probably I was 6, and then I never played any earlier. And then I just went with my cousin one day and played for the Sunday league team, and then I was playing a tournament, and then I got an Arsenal scout just come up to me and said, would you like to come and have a trial? Like, what? Yeah, of course. And then a few weeks later, a few other scouts come, but then me and my family kind of said, look, he's going to train with Arsenal for a year, so we're not really interested. And so trained with there for a year, and then signed when I was 8 for the under 9s. And then once I signed there, I was going to the JVC centre there. Then at Highbury, so we're driving to Highbury 3 times a week. It was unreal to be in that kind of place at that age.
Highbury, I was lucky enough to be on the bench at Highbury. What sort of atmosphere was it there compared to what the Emirates is now?
Do you know what? Obviously there ain't been much football on the TV, and there's been flashbacks of games and whatnot, and seeing that ground, it's a proper football stadium. I used to love going there. Then we got a ticket probably every 4 or 5 home games. Then it would work its way round. So about 3 lads would get it one week, another 3. So it worked its way round. So I would go probably 5 or 6 times a season, maybe a few more, and it was just unreal. Then it was such a tight, packed stadium. The noise was unreal, and then.
Absolute carpet.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, then that was then obviously pitches are like that now everywhere, but that was the first one that was week in, week out. Summertime, wintertime was just an absolute carpet. Then the open sides helped with that. That's what we got told.
So in terms of that, then you go to the academy. You get signed at 16 years of age to go into the youth program. How many of you actually made it from the ages 7 that you were with?
From the lads that I was with, then our age group was actually really good. Then we had a few of them should have done a lot better than what they did. Then we had Jay Thomas, who stuck around for a bit, and he's not playing now, but he was the talent that he had, and Sanchez Watt, and then we had Henry Lansbury, we had Jack Wilshere, Frimpong. Am I missing anyone?
Top players here as well.
Yeah, so then our age group was one of the good ones that come through, and I was actually I actually played down for a lot of my time because that age group was so strong with them kind of players. So I actually played down an age group to actually get some playing time. Then I was born in August, so then I was one of the youngest ones, and then people like Jay Thomas and Cedric Avina, who was actually playing up, and Sanchez Watt and people like that was just so much stronger than me that I just couldn't live with them. And Craig Eastman, who was there as well. Then I just couldn't live with them. So I played down until I was probably 14, 15, and then I finally got my chance in with that age group. And I'd done all right. I wasn't nothing special. I'd just done all right. I got through, and then I got a scholarship and went on from there, really.
So just on that there, you just alluded to something I'd like to pick up on. You're at the academy, but you're getting told, you're playing down. How good was the coaching staff in kind of relaying that message to you to say, look, these are the reasons?
Yeah, then they were unreal. Then they just said, look, then you might be able to go up and play with them. than like like on the ball and that, but they are just so much bigger than you, and there's a few players that play, I don't know, in your position that are a bit better than you at the minute, but then we think you can grow and become a decent player because my dad's 6'2" and a big man, so they've always looked at him and thought that I would grow and actually be that height one day. So then they kept me around, and then finally about 14, 15, then I had a bit of a growth spurt and finally got in with him. But then I was more than happy to play down. Then I only missed that age group by 6 days, so it wasn't like I was a massive then you're playing down with a younger age group. I never see it. No, I never really thought about it. Then I was still playing for. Then I was still playing for Arsenal, so then I must be doing something like. So yeah, I never really thought of it in a bad way.
Looking back on anything like that, I mean, until you kind of get to an age, you will probably around the first team and things like that. Is there any kind of setbacks that stick out in your mind and think that was a turning point for me, and I knew at that point mentally I'm going to have to grow thick skin, or mentally I'm going to have to work harder, or anything like that along them lines?
Yeah, but then just in my first year scholar, then I done all right. Then I was playing under 18s every week, but then boys were playing resis every week. So my age group that I was were actually playing resis every week, and I weren't getting involved. I weren't really playing. So just kept working hard. Steve Bold was my coach at the time, so then I was playing centre half at the time, so I had no better coach than him. So I just kept working hard, kept doing what I was doing, and then in my second year scholar, then I felt like I really kicked on. I had a really good season, and then I got a year pro, which was then at the time. Then if you'd have said when I first started my scholar that I would have got a year pro there, then I would have said no chance. But I just worked hard and kept carrying on what I was doing. Then I never really got too fussed about what anybody else was doing. There were some lads that were playing Carling Cup and then involved with the first team, which I wasn't. But just then like players grow at different times and different.
I think that's a big message as well that kids need to understand, because there's a big emphasis right now on got to be in an academy. Look at Jonesy. Could be brothers. I had better long hair, don't know, man.
No, don't be silly, you.
The shout is you took my headbands when I left. No, kids want to be part of academies, very, very early on, but it's a long way, isn't it?
It's such a long way, and the hard thing about football is then most of the people that are playing in these academies won't actually play for the first team. It's a hard reality, but most of them who start off there won't actually finish off playing in the first team. So what you do at 8, 9, 10 is not really gonna give you anything in the future. It's just you have to just enjoy it at that age and just play whatever level you can, and then see where it takes you.
Me a bit there again. He said, "Have I had my teeth?" It's just called brushing them, Jones. So don't worry about it.
Try it sometimes, John.
I mean, in terms of that, certainly for what you've said there, 7 years old at Arsenal to get all the way through, that's some going. That.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But then I never thought about it like that. Then it was always 2-year deals, and you just keep working on to your next one. And I suppose if you look back at it now, then I've done all right to stay there for so long. Like with the amount of players that they have, the amount of scouts that they have out there to stick around for so long. It was. I suppose.
And highlight of that's got to be winning the FA Youth Cup.
Yeah, but then that season was unreal. Then I mentioned our players that we had in that youth team. We had such a good team. We had such a strong bench. Some players weren't even making the bench in that youth cup one. Like Luke Freeman didn't even make the bench, I don't think, and I'd say a few others. Which now he's playing in the Prem and stuff like that. So it was such a strong youth team, and then we played. Our first leg. At the Emirates, and there was 38,000, maybe 40,000 there to watch us, and it was unreal. Then we beat them 4-1. It was just unbelievable atmosphere. Yeah,
I've made it. I'm lifting trophy, and I've made it.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like that. It was a good season. and then kicked on after that and had a good year pro. Then made the bench in the Champions League, which was nice. Then like, it was a bit by default because then like Carl Bartley kicked another centre half in training, so I got in on then at the bench and Carl got a start, so I did by default. But it was nice to get
chances, don't they?
Yeah.
So he's just said here, Jones is two the favourite pair I've trained with. Love you both. That's only because we made you look good in training. Just because he got in the photo of the week every time we won on a Friday.
Points as well, points on the board.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you've just said there regarding Champions League and things like that. I mean, we'll just fast forward a little bit now. You've come on loan to Yeovil, which I think is, you look at it and you're thinking, well, you've got Arsenal there, and certainly us at the time, League One. But we had a great setup in terms of the management staff we had in place, and a good bunch of lads. What was that step like mentally?
Then like it was hard for me. Then obviously spending so much time there, and then I've got a stutter, so then that was the most nerve-wracking thing for me. To actually come out of my comfort zone and go and join a group of men, basically, because I've been in the under-18s dressing room, in the reserve dressing room. Then I've been around that kind of group for long, and then to make the move and go step into a first-team dressing room, and then I still at such a young age and not really played, and then I wasn't the most physical-looking guy in the dressing room. I was then quite skinny at the time.
Like just me, mate. Don't worry about
it. So then like it was a nerve-wracking thing, but then like I knew in my head that it was the right thing to do, because I knew that I wasn't gonna break into the Arsenal team, because I knew at the time I wasn't at the standard yet, and so then I knew that I had to get out and try and do something and try and get a club for next year and Terry Skibbert and see something in me, and it was unbelievable for me to get out and just train with first team players. Then like I can remember my first training session. There was you, there was Gav, then that was Scotty Murray and Jonesy just running around laughing. And then I was like, "What's this about?" Because I've not been in a first team. Like, then we go out, we do our drills, and it was really nice to get in and involved in it, and I've loved every minute of it since.
Do you think it took you time to adapt then? Because I remember, you came on loan for a short period at the end of the first season, but you didn't play much, and then the following season you signed, and I think you played nearly every game then. So that first period, was it a bit of an eye opener?
Yeah, but then like I spoke to Terry, then like when I was going to sign on loan, and he pretty much said, look, then like, you might not play as much as you want, but then it's more for me to see you, to see how you get on and whatnot. Then like for next year, and then I was more than happy with that. Then I got a few minutes here and there, and then I started my first game on the last game of the season against Brighton, and then I was playing centre mid at the time. I played centre mid, come there as a holding midfielder. So then really enjoyed that. I think I was there for probably 6-7 weeks, but really enjoyed it.
I mean, I got it wrong last night on Twitter. I think I said it was Brent. I don't know why I thought it was Brentford.
Brentford was one of the ones. Then like I come on in the first half against Brentford, so then that was my longest minutes. But Southend, then I think it was the weekend before. Then I got like 5 minutes at the end against Southend. But Brentford, I think somebody got injured. Then right before half time.
But
and then I come on and so that was my first real taste of it, really.
I was well, aren't they? New stadium and a lot. So no, good. So I always remember as well talking to us about it before. Remember went to Chef Wednesday away playing. I think we might have been playing wing backs, or you might have been right side of the three at the time. And I always remember it. I was playing wing back, but if I'm up the field, I ain't getting back. Not at Hillsborough. Not with that hill. And you got sent off, didn't you? So they made a change. I think brought Adam Virgo on. 5 minutes later, down to 9.
It was it was the most bizarre thing ever. So then I got sent off, but then I got sent off right in the far corner. So then I took my time walking off. So then not like you had a chance to make a sub.
We at the time.
And it was a mad game, and then Virgo come on. So then I just walked past Virgo. Then he was getting subbed on. So I thought, all right. And so then I went in the shower, and then Dan and then like the kit man come running in. Player's been sent off. I was like, who? I was like, I don't know, but somebody's been sent off for us. Yeah. So then like, I'm in the shower anyway. And next thing I know, Virgo's in the shower next to me. I'm like, what are you doing here? He was sent off 2 minutes in. They gave away a penalty, didn't he?
He gave a pen away, they missed the penalty as well.
But then like Hendo saved it, and I think we drew 2-2. It was it was a good result. Yeah.
So obviously, moving on from that, you end up at Wembley with Yeovil, which at the time was I mean, you think the previous year or so, or couple of years leading up to that, gave you that grounding to be a leader? I mean, looking in, because I was at Carlisle at the time, you know, you looked like you was one of the leaders within that dressing room, even though you were still young. Do you think that helped you, you know, the first couple of years, and, you know, few players moving on as well?
Yeah, but then like I went into that just when I was 19, but over them 3 years, then I grew into it. Then I grew into a leader, and then I really enjoyed it. Then I enjoyed that. Then I wouldn't say pressure, but there is a certain amount of pressure that comes with it. That some boys might look to you, and I don't know. I was only 22 when I went to Wembley, 23, I think, which isn't young, which in football terms, but still. And then like I had a switching thingy. Then I was playing right back now, which I feel like is a lot better position for me, because I was a bit of a headless chicken in that midfield. Well, I don't know what I was doing for the first few months, but then like that Wembley day, it was just unbelievable for a team like Yeovil to get to the Championship. It is still my best and biggest achievement that I've ever had in football, to get within us to get that team and that club to Championship level is just amazing.
Do you think that's because of the size of the club that Yeovil were, or, you know, still are?
Yeah, but then like obviously it's a small town down in the southwest. It's not gonna bring many big players in, and then like the money's not what to bring them big players in are not there. So and then our squad was quite a young squad at the time. Then we had a few loanies. We had Paddy Madden, who then you played with at Carlisle, who come in around November time or maybe a bit before that, and he banged like 25 goals in 30 games. He was unbelievable for us. Then everything he hit went in. Yeah, it was just a mad season where then we got on a bit of a roll, and then our pitch was awful at one stage. It was proper cows field. It was heavy. It was horrible, but it just seemed to work for us. So we then told the groundsman to leave it, and then we just went.
A couple of questions here. So there's a lady who's kept putting this on here. So she just says, can you say happy birthday to Andy? He's 55 today. That's not me.
Andy, happy 55th, mate. Can I have a few beers? Or wine, or whatever your little tipple is?
There we go.
Have a good one, mate.
Yeah, definitely me. So I'm not 55. I might look it. Yeah. Also, where were we here? There was a couple of questions just came through. What is? Where is it gone? I'm not. Is your? Kian wants to know who was the most talented player you've ever played with. So that's Kian Biddle.
I think talent-wise, then it has to be Pablo Hernandez right now, who I'm playing with. Then he signed the same summer that I signed. I'm talking about players that I played games with. I could go players that I've trained with or whatnot. But the player that I played with is Pablo. Like, he can do anything with a football. And then you think he's 34 now, so imagine him in his prime. Then like he was in them Spain teams that won the World Cup and the Euros. Like, he made the squad, so it shows how good he was and still is, and he's still our main player that we try to get the ball to as much as possible, and he makes things happen for us. He makes us tick.
What's he like as a trainer? Obviously, he's an age now, and does he look after himself? I assume he will. It's a silly question, but you know, is he outstanding in training, or is he just basic?
Just unreal. Then like the running, then like he will come in and do the running, and he'll be at the front of it. Like not even breathing, not even looking like he's tired. He will just nutmeg a mermaid. It's unbelievable, honestly. Like in the squares and that, he's just nutmegging people. And it's just unbelievable. Like his vision, his temperament, everything is. Then he's probably the best player I've ever played.
Got that experience at international level as well. So, and I think it rubs off the better players you play with, it gives you it inspires you. There's no doubt about it. So,
100%.
Just a quick one here. Matty Ellison says, "Can you say happy birthday to Matty, who's 12?"
Matty, happy 12th birthday, mate.
Yeah,
have a good one. But then actually no drinking for you and bedtime.
Who did you? So Alison Birkinshaw. Okay, Alison. Who did you look up to when you were young?
Probably people like Sol Campbell, John Terry, and then when I went to fullback, probably Ashley Cole, because I think he's the best left back that I've ever, or fullback that I've seen going forward and going backwards. You see a lot of defenders now that are either good at attacking or good at defending, but he was just unreal at both. So yeah, it's probably them three were the ones that I most looked up to.
All right, so we'll just move on. There's a few more questions coming in. We'll take a few more in a bit. If you've got any questions regarding the kind of academy to pro side of it, ask them as well. There's a few people asking about the Ayling flop and all that lot at the minute. We'll get on to that. There's a quick one there. Ronaldo or Messi?
I'm gonna say CR7. I just think that I just think that he's done it in 3 different leagues, so I just think that gives him a bit of an edge. But it's you can't. They are just 2 humans that are not on the same level than everybody else. So
Bristol. I'm gonna miss Bristol out. We're gonna move a bit on to Leeds. Because I want to know a few things about Leeds myself. Certainly Bielsa and that. There's been a good question here from, I think it's Spencer Harrison. What's an average training day like under Bielsa compared to other managers and coaches that you've played for?
So then, it's really hard to explain because we don't do keep balls. Then we're not doing 5-a-side. We've never played a 5-a-side. We've never done a keep ball in training. Then only on a fun day where we got a little down day that we might do a little square or something, but never done anything like that. Then it's a lot of stuff around mannequins, short, sharp, 1-2s, lots of sprints. Wednesday's the day where we come in the afternoon and then we play just a game. So we just play, say, then 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and we just work on shapes and whatnot or stuff for the weekend. But but for half an hour you're going at it. You need that 5 minutes to end to get a breath and then go again. It's a real hard session, but then the boys look forward to it. It's something that now we've named it Murder Ball because it's just carnage. It's just run to drop. It's hard work. Yeah.
So on that side of it, I mean, obviously you've worked with. Oh, I tell you what, I've got a good question for you. I don't know if you were a manager actually, but was Lee Johnson your manager at Bristol City?
Yeah.
So Lee Johnson or Gary Johnson? You don't have to answer it. I'm joking.
No, I did not like.
What's the differences then? Different managers.
Just in different styles of how to play. Then when I first come to here, Monk had us set up really well. Then that was so hard to beat, but it was more back 4, stay where you are, and then go when you can. But under our gaffer now, it's look. If that fullback's got it, then I want you to be half going, half getting in the box. So it's a lot more forward thinking and playing out from the back and stuff. So it's just their own ways. Then we had Gary Johnson, who was he was just more just run around and just be real hard to beat and be horrible and just make it a messy game. But then we've done so well and doing it, and then it worked for us. And then Lee's training was unbelievable. Then I got injured when he come in, and so I only trained with him for probably the last 2 months of the training season. But his training was unbelievable. It was all short, sharp stuff. The boys love it. It was real good training. And then I think he's done a good job at Bristol.
Who did you get promoted? Who was the manager at Bristol you got promoted with?
Steve Cottrell. Brilliant.
Yeah, what was he like?
Brilliant. Then as a man manager, then I actually cared about you, cared about your family, spoke to my Mrs. Poppy, on many occasions, just a real nice guy who then I'm actually surprised that he hasn't found his way back into football yet. Then I know he had a bit of a spell at Birmingham, but that was always going to be a tricky job. He's
record.
Yeah, but then he done so well with that Bristol team. Then he took over when they were bottom, then kept them up that season, then signed me, and then we went up.
Brilliant.
I don't know. He signed some good players that year, and then we had a great year that year. And boys now from that team have still got a group chat. We still chat every single day. We still go away with each other. And he built a real good squad.
Good. Through now, so also what I'm going to just mention here, there's a lot of people asking regarding the academy side of it. If anyone is interested for the kids, we've got 4 centres across West Yorkshire, but we'll do a little competition for the Leeds centre, so for Forza Leeds. So we're going to give away a 3-month online training session. So if you just message the page direct after this, I'll make sure we pick a winner for the Forza Leeds centre. But halfway through now, so at what point did you know you were going to get an opportunity to go to Leeds? If you can speak about it, listen, I know the ins and outs of stuff, but you're in your last year of your contract at Brit. Oh no, you went for a nominal fee, didn't you? To Leeds in the end, yeah. So at what point did you know you were leaving for there?
Just then I weren't. Whenever new manager coming at Bristol, then I weren't really playing. Then I just come back from injury, and they had a right back there who was doing well, and they wanted him back on loan from Sunderland, and it was me and Mark Little who was basically playing for second, that second choice right back role, and then I never want to sit on the bench. Then I want to play football. So then I think me and Mark were both openly looking to get out, and then I had a few other things. Celtic come in for me. Then I thought I was signing for Celtic. I thought it was a done deal. Spoke about money, everything, and then they signed a forward and spent a bit too much money on him, so then didn't go there. And then I actually played the first game of the season for Bristol, done all right, and then Leeds played on a Sunday and their right back got injured. And then on Monday, then I was just out with the missus. Then was playing Carling Cup on a Tuesday, but then my name weren't on the board for the squad to travel on Tuesday. So I thought, that's a bit strange. And then I was just out in town with the missus on Monday, and then I got a call from my agent saying that.
Cabot Circus.
Yeah. I was just wandering around Cabot Circus having a little shop. Played on the weekend. I thought, here we go. I'm probably staying now. And then I got a call from my agent saying that they've accepted a bid. Then I meet me at Heathrow that night and drive down on Tuesday morning. So it happened really quickly. So
no, I mean,
looking back on it now as well, I think it's you're certainly a fan's favourite, and you've captained the club. What was that honour like, being able to captain such a prestigious club?
Yeah, but then unreal. Then I first got it. In my second year here. Then it made me vice captain, and I've kept that role now. And then I had a big honour of. Then I was actually the captain for the Birmingham game. Which was the big celebration for the 100 years, and Coops was injured at the time, so then I was captain, and that's one thing that I always look at and think how lucky I was to captain the team on that game. So it's a great honour to captain this club, definitely.
So you've had
some really, really positive times in football. Lots of highlights there. You winning at Wembley with Yeovil, winning with Bristol City. Sorry, going up. What about kind of the times it's not gone so well? How do you, so for example, you go up with Yeovil, you get relegated. Mentally, how do you deal with that?
To be honest, then it was a bit different with that because we weren't expected to do anything. So we then was working against. Then we had no chance in finances or anything like that. So, but then I thought we put up a good fight. Then we stayed in it for as long as possible. So when it all come to an end, we weren't. Then obviously you're devastated that you get that happens. But I think it was then it was going to be such a hard job to keep us in the league that year, and so that weren't really mentally for me that weren't really a big thing, because then I moved that summer, so I kind of knew that my time was up there. Then I kind of thought that my time was up there. Then I had 4 great years there. Then I absolutely loved that club. Then, like then I still follow him now, and I still speak to people there. So I absolutely loved that club. But then I just thought it was time for me to move.
Yeah.
So
it's a great club, and where they are right now, it's
but then
not great.
Honestly, then as a kid, a young lad trying to get into a team at that age, there was Corks was there obviously, and Skivo gave so many players an opportunity to play. It was unbelievable, the players that he had there, and some of the players have gone on to play for England, and most of them still play. So it was a great start.
I mean,
you're talking there about some players that we use to kind of get experience. The ones that stand out. Well, there's loads. There's Ryan Mason. Unfortunately, he's had to retire now. Speaking to him the other day as well, trying to get him on. Andros Townsend. He came back end of the season. He was incredible at 17 years of age. And I always talk to the academy kids about the desire of these when they came at 17 years old. They were actually, at the time, foam rollers were just coming in, and we're all that.
What they doing?
And so just that side of it. Like you said, Stephen Corker came, Alex McCarthy came as well. Who Alex is playing week in, week out in the Premier League now for Southampton. So some great players that came through. Obviously, Freeman as well, who's at Sheffield now.
He's at Sheffield. Freeman.
So he's gone on to have a real positive career as well. So. It's been that type of club for people. It's a shame, really, that it's not at that level it should be at the minute. But moving back onto Leeds, and obviously you signed at the club. Has there been any kind of low periods that you feel was I going to get a real good run in the side, or did it just kind of happen for you?
No, then I pretty much come in. Then I signed on that Tuesday. Then I didn't train till the Thursday, and I started that game. And I've started every game that I've been fit. So then I've been really lucky that I found myself in that situation. Last year I had a bit of dip in form, and then now with social media and whatnot, then you read all the stuff, and then that was probably the hardest moment that I've gone through in my career, when I weren't playing nowhere near my best. I was still getting picked, which is nice to know that the gaffer's still got your back, and forward, and somebody like that to still be picking you can't be doing that bad. But you read things, and then you start going over your performance, and then you start thinking that, then am I actually that bad, and that? But then it's about just keeping your head and trying to stay off social media as much as possible when you're going through that stage, which is harder than what you might think. But then people just say stay off social media, but it's not that easy. Then you go on your phone now and it's right there, so it's just one click away. So it was hard, but no, then I got through it. I'm not one to really get down about things or anything. Just take it as it is.
The thing is as well,
I think with that, what you say is, so some great advice I got. I think I mentioned it on a previous interview. You might remember Tim Flowers, goalkeeper. So Tim Flowers came on loan at the back end of his career, where I was starting out at Stockport, and we'd just been pumped in Championship 4-0 on my debut at home to Millwall. So obviously I've got in shower, lads are all down or what have you. He's whistling in shower. So he's gone, Welsh, listen, this is your first ever game in professional football here. Don't worry about it. He said, if you can play with fear now, and hopefully you can play with fear by the time you're 28 and 29, you'll be all right. Because he said once that fear goes and you start hearing the crowd, your game changes. And to be fair, he's right. I think that's a big thing to kind of deal with, isn't it? When you actually get older. So 40-odd thousand at Ellen Road, how's that impacted your kind of thoughts?
Then they are just the fans have inside the stadium are unbelievable. Then I've never had a problem with the fans inside it. They've always supported me. They've always sung my name, and they are the loudest fans in the Championship by a mile. They travel away, then then every game's a sellout away. Then every game at home's a sellout. So they're unbelievable. They're definitely a 12th man for us. So
yeah.
Like you're saying, I think it's how you get out of it. You don't become a bad player overnight, and I think when things happen, you like you've done, you look back. But do you think in the game, looking back on your career, do you think players let that get to them when it's not going so well? And you mentioned some kids that didn't make it when you were younger. Do you think that was more the mental side, that they didn't know how to deal with it?
Yeah, but then like that might be many things. Then I think some of the lads that I played with at Arsenal might have stayed at Arsenal for a bit too long. It gets a bit easy. Then you're getting contracts, you're getting a bit of money, and you can stay at Arsenal and relax.
Yeah.
Then you see a lot of players might just stay around at their academies until they're 22, 23, but actually never play a first team game, and then they get to 23 and they're a bit like, wow, I've not actually done anything, kind of thing. So and mentally, but then like you see boys that might get down by the way they play or something.
Light on for you.
She's running down the side lamp, and I looked at her.
Unbelievable.
She's really didn't know. Like, been upstairs watching, so she thought, I think he needs a bit of light. Cheers, love.
Brilliant. No, so last season then. So I didn't even realise you were doing a documentary, and then me and the missus just lying down one night, and it comes on Prime, and it's how was that then? So you seen the Man City one, and then you're actually involved in one. How was that?
Yeah, but then it's actually a nice thing. Then they weren't in your face. But then was there at the grounds every week. Then we knew who they was after a while, because obviously we got told about it, and they would come down, say to the house and do a few interviews with us and get the missus involved and whatnot. So then it's nice to look back on. Then we got a lot of good stuff back from it. Then I think people enjoyed it. So then it was a nice thing.
Yeah, in terms of
that, how close, when you watch it back, how close is it to obviously you've got a lot of fans watching here now, how close is it to actually understanding your day-to-day business and things like that?
But then I don't think that they got as much access as other teams would. Then I don't think Gaffer really likes that. I don't think he wants them at the training ground and that. But as for our home life and that, then I think fans really got to see what we're like outside of football, and what we might do, and how social media affects us. Then there was pretty much a whole episode on that, which then when we was going through a bad stage and that actually brought to light how much stuff might actually get players down, or how much we actually read it and that. So but then I think it gave a great insight to the fans, to be honest.
It was a good one.
Andy Madley, it is the ref. We had him on the other week.
Yeah.
He said he was going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So he's saying, apart from growing your hair longer than his missus, so next time he refs, you're going to have a bit of stew. What other mistakes have you made in your career, and how did you bounce back from them? Good question, Andy.
What mistakes in my career? Probably the Cheltenham incidents. Like, outside of football, I got in a bit of trouble at Cheltenham, which weren't actually my fault, but it kind of made me realise that no matter what you are, no matter where you are, there might be somebody watching or something going on, and I got a bit of trouble, and it weren't the best light to be seen in. Which we didn't. Well, I didn't actually do anything wrong, but I was there. I was being a bit of Jack the Lad and got caught up in the wrong place. So that right there was a big learning curve for me. Then actually inside football, then that first season that I played at Yeovil, the first full season, I think I got 2 red cards and 14 yellows, and then I got sat down with and then in my second year I got 2 red cards and similar yellows, and I got sat down by my agent, and he said, look, clubs might want to sign you, but then with your red cards and yellow cards, then no club will sign you. You need to pick and choose your times when you're going for tackles. Don't be so rash. And so then first 2 years at Yeovil, because my first 2 years playing right back, then I never played right back before, so I was diving into tackles. I was playing against some good wingers at that time as well that were playing down in League One.
Time as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did not like him. Did not like him. Then I was so. It did not like it was so easy in training up against you. So when I got out on the weekends, I didn't know what was going on.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie. Your energy was phenomenal. I used to remember 89th minute, and you're still bombing past me, and I'm thinking, where's he going here? So, no, it's yeah. So there you go, Andy. He's give it you. So next time you're on, Andy, he's going to come on and ask you a question as well.
Then,
brilliant.
Then I got many questions to ask him.
Yeah, exactly.
About decisions. Yeah.
So, Sophia Menel, what advice can you give to kids in academies today?
Just enjoy it, really. Then, like, you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know. Then, like, just enjoy playing football. Then, whatever age you are, then, like, if you enjoy it, then you're gonna get something out of it. Then, obviously, work hard when you've got to work hard, but also have fun with it. Don't take everything too seriously.
And obviously, speaking to you tonight, obviously, we had a few people on now, but you seem really, really mentally strong, because I've tried prodding you on a few questions, but you've said, no, it's not really bothered me. And I think you need that to be at a top club, like Leeds is as well. And I think, certainly the season that you had last year, and certainly the season you're having currently, you can see it in your game. You look like you're enjoying yourself on the pitch. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I think that mental side comes. I've had a stutter since I was 5, so I grew up, and people might take the mick out of you and stuff. So then I've always had to just ignore things, and then I think that's just carried on now. If somebody's got something bad to say, I'll just ignore them. It doesn't bother me. Then I know that I'm doing a half decent job. I'm still getting picked every week by one of the best managers in the world. So I know I'm doing something right, and then I feel like my game shows it. Then before all this happens, I was playing well, and yeah.
So before this happens, let's talk about the goal, because I know everyone wants to talk about it. Which one? Well, me, for me at the minute, there's only one. Obviously, you've seen me do it in training, so I know where you've watched it before. The build up to it, just the whole build up to it, for me, as well as you finish. What's going to give people an idea? What's going through your mind? The build ups on the left hand side.
Yeah, I think we touched on it earlier. Then our gaffer wants us to make the back stick, or wants us to be in a position that if the ball goes long, then I'm there to mop up around the back stick, or get the ball and start again, kind of thing. So when the build up's going on and the boys are playing 1-2s, they're doing back heels like 2 minutes into a game. So I'm just jogging forward, thinking then I might have a chance here, and then I think it's Grant playing left winger, who's naturally a striker, so he's switched off for half a second, and then Jack Harrison's got it, and I've just gone into the space. It's dropped, and then it's fairly early on in the game, so you got nothing to lose. Just think, then I'm just going to hit it. It was at an awkward height, but it's managed to stay down, and it was.
I'm gonna take myself out of the equation here. Was it more watching Van Persie?
Yeah, but then obviously training with him all them years ago, and me and him used to do a few drills and that. So
his goal.
But then I got sent it afterwards. Yeah, it was against Charlton. I got sent it afterwards, and then I think he was a bit further out, and he actually top binned it. Mine was a bit down the middle, but then it went barring in, so it looked better.
Love with Arts here for that goal. I think they're loving it, mate.
Yeah, not bad.
So obviously, you've scored quite a few, to be fair, as well, haven't you? Would you say what have been your favourite before that one?
Probably my goal against Bristol City. Then I scored a good one against Birmingham, which was a nice one. I got a ball flipped over.
Stop you there 1 sec. I forgot about this. Someone just reminded me. Andy Madley's actually an Huddersfield fan.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Nice. Always nice.
Yeah, there you go.
So then probably the Bristol City one. Then it meant a lot because it was a tight game and they were playing well, and we was going through a bit of a bad spell at the time, and then like we actually won the game 1-0, and it just fell on my left foot, and I just drove it through players, and it meant a lot to score against my old team. And then like I loved my time there, but the fans were giving me a bit of stick, like a few boos and whatnot, and then like I didn't plan to celebrate if I score and whatnot, but they gave me a few boos and a few songs, so I gave them a little celebration.
So in terms of celebrations, then I've got to be honest, I've not seen it. You'll have to get me. Well, you'll have to get me a couple of tickets, mate. I've not been to Ayling for a while. So
no time.
what's the Ayling flop?
The Ayling flop. Well, then like the fans are going to get me a bit of trouble, and plus there's a referee here, so I don't want to give away my tricks. But yeah, just then like if I feel a little touch. Yeah.
Is it similar to Jonesy's one when he was...
Exactly that one.
Got it. Right.
Jones,
so you've just,
spending time with Jonesy that first year taught me a lot, So,
I wonder if he's still watching.
Yeah.
Superb. We'll take a couple of questions. We're going to wrap it up in a second anyway. I think you've been outstanding, mate, really.
Yes, mate. Good.
But a couple of Toronto fans on here enjoying it. When did you start thinking about trying to get on the score sheet? Not sure if you want to answer that one.
Since the first day I laced up a pair of boots, I suppose. Then like, everybody likes scoring a goal, don't they?
No, yeah.
But then like strikers get paid the most. Then like, I don't want to play right back, but I just can't score often. So
brilliant. Max Harper, age 6, Ossett juniors under Leeds going up.
Yeah, hope so. Yeah. Well, then like first we got to get through all this, and hopefully we get back playing.
Feeling about all this currently then? Is it, it must be a nightmare because, 9-10 games to go?
Yeah, then 9 games to go, and then our form just picked up. Then we went through a bad spell, and then our form picked up, and then I think we won 5 or 6 on the bounce, and I think it was 1-0, 2-0, and that, and we're doing really well. And for this to come at that time, it was a bad time for us, but then we carried on training through this spell. Then we've been given sessions every day. Then we have a Sunday off and maybe a Wednesday off every now and again. Yeah. But then every day we've been given running sessions and gym sessions at home.
Can do all running in the world.
It's not the same at all. So hopefully we get back. Then our plan is to go back in next week. So then we get our first test done Thursday and Friday, and then if all good with that, we go back training next Monday. Then in small groups, but. Then it'll be nice to get back in with the boys and have a bit of banter and see them. And...
Side of it, don't you? It's hard, isn't it? And you can do all that running in the world, but the minute you go back in and you're twisting, turning, striking a ball,
it's completely different on your legs. Your legs turn to jelly, and then like the way it's looking now, it's going to be straight back in 2 weeks of training and into games. So.
Who? Well, he's already answered it. It's Hernandez. He said, but any of the youth players you feel could be ready for the first team. So probably a youth player that stands out in your head.
For the first team, Gotzi, who played in that game against
us last year at Ossett United.
Yeah, he's
very good player.
Like he's been in and around it. Then every day he trains with us. He's made the bench, I think, 30, 40 times in the championship, but never got on. But I think he's ready to step up. Shackleton, who played a bit last year, he's had a few injuries this year, but then he's ready to go. And there's still a few down there that are still to come good. But I think we got a real good youth team. Then the one good thing about our manager as well now is that the kids train with us every day. They're always in with us. They're always doing drills with us.
The other week, he was one of the first ones. Mark Jackson.
Okay, So the kids are always training with us, and they are pretty comfortable with us, and they're ready to step up at any time.
Training side of it, then, has he wowed you massively in terms of thinking about the game, or
thinking about the game, the diet, the way you live outside football, just everything is just next level. Like coaches try to bring it in, but you struggle. You just take it with a pinch of salt. But then I'm doing all right, so then I keep living how I'm living. But the first day, then Marcelo come in, and it was then on his first day I probably weighed about 83 kg. And he straight away said no. Then you got to be 78 kg, and I'm 6'1", and It's a long way to get down to that, but then I've got down to it, and I feel so good at that weight now that then like if I moved 78 kg, I got to be 78 kg of a morning, so I weigh in every morning, being in around that weight. And but now then, like if I moved on or if he moved on and we got somebody else, then I would always stick around that playing weight because I just feel so good at it. So
you feel like you have more energy.
Yeah, it just feels like I've got more energy than like later on in games. Then I don't know if that's what I'm doing then like during the week or what, but yeah, I just feel like I've got more energy. Like I've always run around quite a lot, but just staying at that higher level for longer periods, which hopefully is going to be key. Then like if we do go up there, and I'm going to have to be even better than that side of it as well. So
one toughest winger you've faced this season? You don't have to answer it.
Toughest winger I've played this season.
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to.
Brentford lad, the Brentford lad, the skillful one. Yeah, you know, I forgot his name.
We don't have to say his name because we don't want to give him airtime.
Yeah, exactly. But
he's not on here, is he? Stuff.
Yeah, he's then like I don't know. He's just medicing people for fun. He's doing all sorts of tricks in this league. He's too good for this league, but yeah, he's.
In terms of that now, you're hopeful now the season will get back underway. You know, I've no doubt in your minds that you'll be strong. You've got the experience from last season. Will you take from, you know, what happened last season and kind of have that fuel your desire to get forward now?
Yeah, but then for us as players, then I think last year was a big learning curve. Then it was the first time that most of us has been in that situation to get to the Premiership, and I think we started thinking about it a bit too early and started seeing the lights before we actually made it. So big learning curve, and then I think we've come through a tricky period this year where everybody thought that we would just keep sliding and sliding, but we come out of it. We've done well, grew another gap, so hopefully we can come back and we can just I think how we need to look out of it is that when we come back it's 9 games, so just start afresh and try be at the top of that league after 9 games.
Way, mate. Just a couple more questions. Joe Day, do you play any video games? Please answer. There you go, Joe.
I've very rarely played. Then I started playing COD during this little spell. Then a few of the lads and that, but then you try having a 3-year-old running around all day. Then once 7 o'clock comes, you just want to sit down and watch TV. Yeah.
Poppy ain't having that either, is she?
He's not having that.
No. Here's a good question. Is it right or not that Bielsa you out doing some sort of jobs or something for a few hours to realise what the Leeds fans do to earn money to come watch you play?
Yeah, so then on our first week of pre-season where she come in, then we stayed. Then we had a second session, but after the second session, he just said, right, we are all going to grab a bag and just walk around the training ground and pick up litter. So we just had to go all around the back and pick up all the litter that was around the training ground or stuff that had blown in. And so we just walked around for an hour just chatting with other people that you wouldn't chat with. Then we got separated into groups. And just had to walk around and pick up litter for an hour and then come back in and sit down and to kind of had a chat about it and that. And it was something that he'd done. And then it does make you think that people go out and work all week to then come and watch you on a Saturday. So hopefully we can bring you that joy on a Saturday that you work so hard to come see us.
I certainly think you've done that last couple of years, mate. So what we'll look to do now is I think you've been outstanding. We'll look to wrap it up because you get a bit of a time limit on this. We've had lots of questions. Thanks everyone for joining us. Like I said, if you message a page direct, there'll be a child who will be able to come to the Forza Leeds Centre. Any message to Leeds fans just before you go? Hopefully you'll be back soon.
Yeah, but then hopefully we'll be back soon. Stay safe. Then stick to the guidelines and whatever. And just stay safe at this time and hopefully see you back in Ellen Road soon. I know it's not going to be any time soon, but hopefully we can get back to some kind of normal life and hopefully we'll be back on your screens very soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all the Leeds fans and Forza Academy kids joining us as well. Thank you very much. Everyone stay safe and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
See you later.
pal.
Bye, 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 bye.